Hello everyone, this is A Pint of Astrobiology and I am back. My name is Ben Pierce. I am now an assistant professor in the Earth, Atmospheric and Planetary Science Department at Purdue University, and I want to talk to you guys about the recent releases of the Pentagon UAP files. But first, before we begin, this is A Pint of Astrobiology, and although I quit drinking in 2023 or 2024, I have here a Trappist ale, Nihilus, which is a non-alcoholic Trappist beer. So I'm going to open this one up and get the show going as we used to. Let's pour this beer. Kind of botched this pour here, a little half and halfer, but it'll sort itself out. Oh, very caramel aroma, and I'm getting notes of toasted malt. Let's take a taste. Just delicious. The Pentagon just released its latest batch of UAP files. These files are part of PURSUE, which is the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters, which is a government program to make UAP files more accessible to the public. The Pentagon released their first batch of files on May 8th, 2026, and their second batch on May 22nd, 2026, and they have suggested that they'll be releasing more files on an ongoing basis. Now, the files that they've released are interesting. There are videos and images and witness accounts. There are interesting movements, interesting descriptions. Some of these things may have ordinary explanations. For example, some might be balloons or sky lanterns, but some of them remain genuinely unexplained. But even if the Pentagon keeps releasing files like this, I don't think that this kind of data can ever really answer the question that we're all interested in, which is, are we alone? This is the astrobiology question. And the reason is because these are not repeated observations. They're not controlled experiments. They're not something that you can see over and over. They are isolated events. Something happened, it was captured on video or image, and it disappeared. And I think the best analogy is this. So imagine you're home alone late at night, sitting in bed, and you hear a high-pitched whine. It lasts for about 10 seconds and then it stops. So you get up, you go check the fridge, you check the furnace, you check the faucets, you look at the pipes, but you don't hear the sound again. You think, that's weird. And you might jokingly even say, must be a ghost, but you probably won't jump to the most extraordinary conclusion. You won't call a priest or publish a new theory of physics. You'll just go back to what you were doing. Now, I think this is a problem with a lot of UAP videos, is these events, they happen. You don't have to pretend that they didn't happen, but you also don't get to find out what caused them. All we have is the sound in the house. Now, imagine this happens again, except it's a different sound and in a different house with a different person. Maybe one time someone hears a loud hum, someone hears a clanking sound, someone hears a large metallic scraping sound or a thud. Different sounds, different houses, different people, different events, all singular, isolated events. Now, each time something maybe actually happened, but each time we're not able to figure out what caused the sound. And this is where the UAP conversation gets stuck, because these UAP videos keep coming out, but they're all different sounds in different houses. One time you can get a UAP that is whipping around with some exhaust coming out the back. Maybe another time you have a UAP that's rotating or appears to be rotating. Maybe one time you have a really shiny UAP that appears to be, reflecting a lot of light. And another time one sort of, whips around in and out faster than humanly possible, or any technology that is humanly possible that we know of. So each of these cases, you have different sounds occurring in different houses, and we're not able to actually see any patterns here or any observations that are repeatable. At some point, the question becomes, how many more new sounds do we need to hear before someone shows us the thing making the sound? And this is where the whistleblower claims become a lot more interesting than the videos, because the videos say we heard a sound, whereas the whistleblower claims say there's something in the basement. David Grusch, a former Air Force intelligence officer, stated in a congressional hearing in 2023 that he had been made aware of a UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program, and that he had been denied access to it. And he also mentioned that they have retrieved non-human biologics, although he mentioned that this wasn't his personal information, but rather information retrieved from people who had direct knowledge of these events. Then there was Luis Elizondo, a former Department of Defense official, who stated in a written testimony to Congress in 2024 that UAP are real and that UAP are not made by our government or any government, are monitoring sensitive military installations. Then most dramatically, we have Jay Stratton, former director of the Pentagon's UAP task force, who stated in the documentary Age of Disclosure, "I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings." Now, this isn't just someone hearing a sound in their house anymore. This is someone saying, I know what made the sound and I saw it with my own eyes. And if that is true, then we are in a completely different conversation. Because if there are non-human craft, show us the craft. If there are non-human beings, show us the bodies. If there is a crash retrieval program, show us the documents, the records. If there are recovered materials, show us the materials. And if there are non-human biologics, allow scientists to examine them. Because we don't need another 10-second whine from the attic, just as we don't need another 10-second blurry video of something moving over the ocean. If someone has the object, show us the object. And this is the difference between the UAP videos and the whistleblower claims. The UAP videos are the strange sounds in the house, and the whistleblower claims are saying that there is a source. So if there is a source, then we should stop focusing our conversation on these UAP videos and focus our conversation on the source. Because you're not going to solve a mystery by getting more sounds or more noises. You're going to solve the mystery by showing us what's making them. Cheers.